This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
The Jason Walker Show, broadcasting from the Major Mortgage Man Cave. Here's Jason Walker.
Hey, happy Monday. It is the Jason Walker Show. I almost forgot that we had to work today. It's a Monday, but we haven't done the last couple of Mondays. But I'm here. Stayed on the golf course a little bit today. Shot a really good round today, though. Had a lot of fun. Yeah, it was a good time. So, Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center, inside the Major Mortgage Man Cave, and a big show today. We are going to talk with Jordy Hansen. He's from the Missoulian. Get a weekend recap. Also get his thoughts on our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. You can get your nominations in at JWalker Sports. You can Facebook him. You can email jasonwalkersports@gmail.com. We've got a plethora of nominations already, and we would like yours. We're also going to talk to Mikayla Witter, the former Capital girl who was the Helena High School's rodeo club member and now rodeos at Western. She had a big weekend. She's had a couple of big weekends in a row. And we'll talk to Mikayla Witter coming up here on the Jason Walker Show. So we start with our daily COVID update. And, oh, by the way, you can watch us on Facebook. Facebook.com/The Jason Walker Show. Tweet us at JWalkerSports. YouTube, we're live. Also, Podbean, Network One Sports. And if you miss anything, JasonWalkerShow.com. All right, so our daily COVID update. 86 new cases today, 138 total deaths, 144 in the hospital. 6,842 have recovered of the 9,107 total confirmed cases. 2,127 currently active. Yellowstone continues to lead the way, 818, Yellowstone County, 300, Rosebud, 136, Bighorn, 189 in Cascade County, where Great Falls High has been shut down for a couple of days because a couple of more COVID positives. So remote learning at Great Falls High today and tomorrow. Remote learning at Jefferson County today as well. 130 confirmed cases at Flathead, currently 44 in Missoula County, 42 at Lake County, Lewis and Clark, 10, 60 in Silverbow, and 54 in Deer Lodge, 67 at Gallatin. Continues to rise. I wonder what started soon or recently. Oh, yeah, college. We're going to see next week or so big numbers across the state because of Labor Day. Roosevelt County with 47. Saw this today. Actually, I saw it over the weekend on Facebook. I don't know who took the picture, but they shared it, and thankfully they did. So because of this picture that was shown on Facebook, Helena Public Schools is considering a tweak of its rules for spectators at sports and other activities following violations by a handful of fans, including Governor Steve Bullock's family. If you did not see the picture, First Lady Lisa Bullock, along with her mom and her son, at daughter's volleyball game on September the 12th. It was 2 days ago. The Facebook post wondered why spectator rules apparently don't apply to the governor's family. Lisa Bullock posted a message online saying she misunderstood the district spectator rules and apologized for the mistake. So each participant, in order to receive fans in the stands, which is what we talked about, 2 passes to the same 2 family members for the entire season, according to Activities Director Tim McMahon. Those are non-transferable spectator passes. The son, according to McMahon, not considered a spectator. He was brought in as a photographer. But the mom of the First Lady used Governor Steve Bullock's pass because he was meeting with the National Guard in Great Falls, according to the governor's spokeswoman, Marissa Perry. Lisa Bullock wrote, quote, "First of all, I have caught up on the team messages and now realize that our volleyball passes are non-transferable. That is not the case for my son's flag football game, so I apologize for my confusion and misunderstanding," end quote. I don't even know what to say. It's just embarrassing that the governor's family is the one that screws this up, and now there's a tweak coming, potentially. There were 3 or 4 other violations Saturday, according to Tim McMahon. He has already revoked spectator passes, but he has that ability. So it's like it's not as bad, I don't think, as Nancy Pelosi getting her hair done. And at least Lisa Bullock took responsibility as opposed to Nancy Pelosi. Remember, she said she got set up by her hair salon. But Lisa Bullock and the Bullock family. Okay, so there you go. We're going to possibly see some changes in Helen. Got hair falling somewhere. Anyway. All right, what else? All right, great weekend of high school football. The AA got going. There were some huge scores. There were some not huge scores as well. There were some blowouts, a couple of close games, but other than that, across the AA, what you'd expect first week of the season. A little surprising, though, considering there was a couple of extra weeks of practice, but congratulations to all the winners. And we'll vote Treasure State Media Pool. We'll get our top 5 in. I had Bozeman at number 1 for my preseason because they were the defending state champs. Everybody else had put Sentinel up there, but Bozeman lost, so they're not in my top 5 this week. Sentinel will be your new number 1. For me, anyway, and it'll stay number 1. All right, let's get our nominations for Auto Contest Performance of the Week. Still to come, by the way, here on the Jason Walker Show. Jordy Hansen's going to join us here in about 10 minutes or so. We'll get his thoughts on the weekend in sports in high school. Also, Mikayla Witter will join us coming up in about a half hour. And the great cowgirl from Capitol High and UM Western. All right, here's some of your nominations that have come in for Auto Contest Performance of the Week. This one I threw out last week. Drew Johnson of Bozeman tied a state record with 6 goals against Belgrade last week. He scored all 6 goals in the first half of an 8-0 win. That's a strong contender. Here's some other ones that came in. Lauren Williams of Helena shot a 76 to finish second last week at Bill Roberts in the Helena Invitational. Flathead, Marcel Mercer, had a 69 to win it. So a couple of great girls there. Tyler Avery of Glacier had a 6 under 66 at Bill Roberts. Ezra Epperly, a 68. And Helena High's Logan Meyer, a 68 as well. So those 3 guys shot very well at Bill Roberts last Thursday. Jose Vitor Leme, 5 for 5 at Billings to win a 3rd straight PBR event. Dakota Lewis of Browning was 7th overall. Here's some other nominations that were sent in via the Twitter, also known as Twitter, also Facebook, and email. Coulter Janicaro, 347 yards of total offense, 5 touchdowns. Big Sky beat Hellgate 48-20. J.T. Allen with 3 1-yard touchdown runs, also an 8-yard pass for a touchdown. Glacier rolled up on Capital. I think they had 26 fourth quarter points, but it was 43-20 as Glacier knocked off Capital in the Flathead Valley. Caden Hewitt, a 75-yard touchdown pass to Chase McGurran, and Helena High beat Butte 14-9. A defensive slugfest in that one. You could probably give the defenses performance of the week nods. Levi Torgerson scored on the opening kickoff. He also had 2 interceptions ran back for scores, including a 105-yarder. Great Falls High beat Gallatin 48-14, the first game ever for the Raptors. Levi Torgerson trying to do his best Parker Johnston impersonation from a year ago for Capital. Jace Fitzgerald, 3 touchdowns on the ground, threw for 2 more. Dillon is 3-0, a 41-0 hammering of Butte Central. Polson, 18-12 over Browning. Jarrett Wilson threw for 309 yards and 3 scores. Carson Hunter, 6 touchdown passes, 3 to Jaden Venable. And Miles City trounced Glendive 55-13. Some others that came in via the email as well. Brian Mask, 33 of 49 passing, 465 yards, 8 touchdowns, and ran for 2 more. This was a football game, folks, as number 9 Alberton Superior knocked off St. Ignatius 74-68. 10 touchdowns for Brian Mask. Ooh, that's going to be tough against Drew Johnson. Man. Big Sandy returned 3 kickoffs for touchdowns, all by Cooper Taylor. 68-13 win over Box Elder. Stanley Jarvis had 6 touchdowns for Sunburst. And Trinity Wilson had 15 kills for Townsend as they beat Fairfield on Saturday. There were some other great ones. Those were the ones nominated and sent in. And every Monday we will pick our Auto Concepts Performance of the Week. And we'll do that a little bit later on in the show. Oh, Mikayla Witter is a nominee as well. She won the College Rodeo at Cody over the weekend. And we'll talk to her coming up here in a little bit here on the Jason Walker Show. But when we return, we will check in with our man Jordy Hansen from the Missoulian, 406emptysports.com. We'll get his thoughts on the weekend. He also had some Twitter comments on Friday that I completely 100% agreed with, and it's kind of coincidental what he tweeted. First Lady Lisa Bullock and the Bullock family kind of messed up. We'll talk about it with Jordy next here on the Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRowe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklarowphotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklarowphotography.com.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Ruckers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Ruckers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Ruckers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. This segment brought to you by RUCKERS Furniture. Some good tunes. I don't know if we played this one before. I have to remember this one. I like it. Mikayla Witter is going to join us in about 20 minutes. She won her event over the weekend at Cody. College Rodeo got underway. And on this day in history, your auto contest performance of the week coming up, and much more. But we are going to bring in our first guest on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. We love checking in. We might have to make this a regular Monday deal, but to get his weekend recap, it is Jordan Hansen from the Missoulian 406mtsports.com. And how are you?
Good, dude. How's it going, Jason?
I'm doing well. So we were just talking. You posted some pictures. You got new boots today. I didn't realize there was a Cabela's outlet over in Missoula, but can you say as a dude that your hiking boots are cute?
You know what? I mean, they're more fashionable than anything. I'm just trying to be fashionable here. I mean, that's what we're going for, right?
I guess so. I like it. Hopefully, these new boots will keep you on your feet and not give you big gashes on your legs like you did back in May?
Well, okay. To be fair, I wasn't wearing boots that day. I was wearing some Nike training shoes, more or less, because I'm an idiot. Which, I mean, most people listening to the show probably already know. But
well, yeah,
you know, and it was one of those things where my other hiking boots, I did buy some laces for those, but they're kind of starting to not exactly fall apart, but they're starting to kind of come apart a little bit.
Okay.
And you know, it's just one of those things. It's just like, well, I went to Cabela's looking for a neck gaiter, found some boots, and I walk out with a credit card, a whole bunch of free Cabela's crap, and some fly fishing gear on top. So I mean, it was a successful afternoon.
Do you fly fish?
A little bit.
Okay.
I just started getting into it this summer. I went down to Jackson. My buddy Chance Cook, he used to actually work in Butte with me.
Mm-hmm.
He took me out to some really good, really out there fly fishing stuff. And hey, in 2 different rivers in 2 different days, I caught 2 trout. Nice. And and the first one was big enough to eat, and it was fantastic. So you know, and it's cool because actually the only reason I have a fly fishing rod is because my old pastor, when I first moved out here to Montana, he was knew that I was going out to Montana, and he was like, well, I don't really get out fly fishing anymore, so and he gives me this scientific angler pole, which I look up, and it's a pretty nice pole. So I mean, shoot, it was one of those things that I could finally put some use to a very nice gift that had been given to me. So but fly fishing is cool and it's fun, and it's one thing I feel like I'm turning into a full on Missoulian with all the growing out my hair and starting getting into running and fly fishing and stuff like that. I'm turning into full on Montana.
You are full on Missoulian. Let's not.
Exactly. Yeah. Put the caveat there. Sure.
Hey, Jordy Hansen, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show, Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, we'll recap the weekend here in a second, but you tweeted something on Friday that I 100% agreed with, and it was I'll start with the first one. Adding more spectators days after a 3-day weekend, which we know will bring on a spike in cases like the 4th of July, et cetera, is irresponsible. After the weekend, do you still feel the same way?
Yeah, I do. And the thing is, and I really struggle with this because I understand that, families that, where it's not just a mom and dad. Maybe there's a step family, maybe there's some grandparents or a kid. I mean, people want to watch their kids play. And I can't fault them for that. But I'm just worried that, the more people that we put in this situation, the less, kind of wiggle room that we kind of give ourselves to, be able to continue, these seasons continuing to go. Because we all want, this, now that it's here and that we've got it going, we've got some, ideas of, how we should be doing this. We can finish out the season. We can get it, transition into other seasons if we're smart about this. And that's the thing is, like, I understand that there's a lot of folks that want us to be able to see their kids that, or, family members or friends or, what have you. But it's just, we just need to be smart about this. And I really just don't think that, now was the time. And, I get a little frustrated, sometimes with, parents thinking that, they can, dictate, school policy and, in this case, almost health policy. And, and that aspect is a little bit frustrating for me. So I didn't think it was the right move. And, I definitely had some thoughts about how Missoula Sentinel and how things work at MCPS too, down the line if we want to get to that at some point. But it's just one of those things where at this point I didn't think it was a smart move. But it is what it is. So.
Well, you brought up a word that I actually, if I never hear this word again, I'll be completely happy. But bubble. It used to be because. NCAA teams on the bubble, not on the bubble during March Madness, all that. But this latest with, the NBA in a bubble, the NHL in a bubble, Montana's in a bubble, because like you said on your tweet, nobody thinks the bad thing, quote, can happen here. And I think that's case with, a lot of things. Not only is Montana in a bubble for COVID, but also with, racial talk, which is a completely different subject. But I completely agreed with you. And then, you see on 406mtsports.com today that the First Lady Lisa Bullock and the Bullock family already broke the rules at Helena High. So there's potentially a change coming because her mom went instead of the governor to a daughter's volleyball match on Saturday. So of all the parents that are going to screw things up, I didn't expect it to be the governor's family.
Well, I mean, like, how are you expected to? Well, if you're anybody else, okay, the governor does it. I can do it now too.
Exactly.
I mean, like it's just the absolute. It doesn't matter what political affiliation or whatever. I mean, that's just a bad example to set. You know what I mean? Like, it's just it's so frustrating that that just came out today, and it's like, come on, we need to be smarter than this, but maybe we're not smarter than this. I don't know.
Well, in her defense, she did claim that it was a misunderstanding, and she didn't understand because flag football is different than high school sports and blah blah blah. But it's been out there enough to where I don't buy the apology, the misunderstanding. But anyway, all right, Jordy Hansen, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. Let's get to the good stuff that happened over the weekend. What stood out to you the most? Because I mean, Colton Janicaro had a great weekend. We saw Senior hammer the defending champs. There was great stuff in volleyball and golf as well. And give me your best of the weekend, really.
Man, I was to start off on Thursday, I was so impressed with Hamilton.
Yep.
Like, their football team looks good, man. I mean, they've got a quarterback in Tyson Rosted that can play. And somehow their backup quarterback's name is Tyson too. I mean, like, how do you have two Tysons as your quarterbacks? So, they've got Ben Pack and Ben Rooney, two really great running backs. They've got wide receivers coming out their ears. I mean, granted, Steve I, God bless him, Trey Williams, is doing what he can over there as coach. But it's just one of those things where, Hamilton just looked great. I mean, they look like the class of A right now. I think, another Miles City Hamilton battles coming down the pipe at some point, which would be cool. Because I think both of those teams would be pretty fun. But that's one of the other things that kind of thinks about all this is we don't necessarily get some of the non-conference games that we maybe had in the past and stuff. So that really impressed me. On Friday, I was out at Sentinel. They look good. They look really good. They look really, really good. I mean, they've got like two quarterbacks, and I mean, I know the old adage is that if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one. But I mean, in this case, I'm really leaning towards the fact that I can't think of his first name, Sermon.
That kid.
Yeah, that kid. Cy Sermon's younger brother. He's absolutely fantastic. And just run the ball. He had a Camden. sorry, Camden. I apologize if for some reason you're listening to Jason's show today. But and no,
Nobody listens. Don't worry.
I listen. Okay, come on now.
Well, I appreciate it.
But yeah, no, and Camden looked really good, and Dayton Bay, the quarterback, looked really good. And they were kind of rotating them. I think it's gonna be one of those things where they're really not gonna lose much. And now teams have it on tape that Camden can throw the ball, and we already knew Dayton. I mean, Dayton went like 8 of 12. I mean, like or 8 of 10 or something like that. He's always been an uber efficient quarterback. And you just not, and this Camden just adds this rushing element. He had like 7 rushes for I believe it was 145 yards, and including the 75-yard that was just phenomenal. And I thought that was cool. And the other thing I kind of wanted to touch on a little bit, I really wanted to give Sentinel and just MCPS in general credit for what they were able to do as far as everybody's struggling or having it's hard to get folks to buy into whatever, but they had everyone just not to harp, but not to say whatever, but everyone was wearing masks and everyone was distanced and they had even tape on the bleachers of where you can and can't sit. I told a couple of their facility crews and stuff, and they had good crews around, and I was really impressed with how they did that. So I think it's just one of those things where Sentinel's obviously looking really good there. And it's in a couple different ways, like I was kind of saying. West obviously had a huge win over Skyview, and obviously not sure how good Skyview is this year, but they're looking good. And going back to Class A for a second, Hamilton Dillon next week is going to be good.
Oh yeah.
Whenever Laurel and Miles City lace it up, that's going to be a good one. We had a great game up in Big Fork too, as Lewistown came over and played Big Fork, as a kind of a rare AD matchup a little bit. I haven't seen that in a hot second, so that was kind of cool. And Thompson Falls, Fort Benton looking good in the 8-man. Big Sandy, Hot Springs, Shields Valley in 6. I mean, and Ford Lake had a big win too this week too. So I mean, there's some good football being played and a lot of good storylines. This season and all throughout the classes. So.
No doubt. Jordan Hansen, our guest here, Jason Walker Show. Are you happy that everybody's doing senior night, like their first home game, just because we don't know?
I am. I think it's important to give these kids that recognition, and again with everything being so questionable as far as what we're gonna what things are gonna look like down the road. I think it is a little weird, but I think it's definitely a good thing. I think it's a way to make sure the kids get some of the credit that I think is due for. Because I mean, these kids, they've worked hard, throughout their high school, and it's not their fault that everything decided to come apart. Their last 6, 8, 12, 18 months of their high school career. So,
Jordan Hansen, our guest, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. All right, give me some other performances of the week that you would put up for a nomination for Performance of the Week, because there was some good ones. Didn't they go overtime at Big Fork? Is that right?
Yeah. They went overtime at Big Fork, and the funny part of that game is Big Fork didn't even complete a pass. They had 56 rushing attempts for, I believe it was like 347 yards.
What are they, Army?
It must be. I mean, it was wild looking at that box score. But and again, Billy Senior. I mean, Peyton Morton is a great player for him at linebacker. I mean, he had strip sacks on the first 2 possessions of Bozeman, set the tone, for that game. I mean, Junior Bergen is kind of in a similar boat, as far as rushing, a whole bunch. I mean, that's going to be Senior's bread and butter this year, it looks like. So,
quick note,
I think
a quick note on Peyton Morton. He grew up in Gallatin Gateway, Montana, and I've known the family forever. His dad was a hell of a player, as well as the whole family. They were great wrestlers. Watch for Peyton on the wrestling mats. He's as good as he is in football. He might be a better wrestler because of the family. But great kid, and we wish him the best, even though I'm a Bozeman Hawk. But just a little side note there. Jordan Hansen, our guest here, Jason Walker. All right, what are you looking forward to this week?
Shoot. I again, going back, I mean, I'm going to be down in Hamilton, Dillon. I'm for that game. It's in Hamilton. I'm excited about that one. Florence, I think Florence has a pretty good test next week. and there's some other good games in Double A. I need to double check the schedule. But it should be another really good weekend of football, I'm thinking. So
I think Capitol's at Sentinel on Friday night.
I think you're right. And Capital, they didn't look too hot against Glacier, but I mean, I think Glacier's going to be good this year. I really do. I think I think there was some kind of inklings of that, before the season kind of started. So I really think that's going to be, another game to watch, as well. And I think there's some pretty good ones in the 8-man stuff too this week.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it should be a good one too. But I'm really looking forward to seeing Thompson Falls and see what they can do. I think I was thinking about this earlier. It'd be so fun to have a Thompson Falls Fort Benton preview a non-conference game. That would have been quite the non-conference there. But
hey, let's go back to Sentinel for a second. If you're Dalton Bay and you had such a great year last year, and then Sermon comes in, and then all of a sudden you're platooning at quarterback. Has he accepted this? I mean, did he accept it in the offseason pretty well?
From everything I've heard, yeah. I mean, and it is tough. I mean, I remember in high school when, we had a couple out-of-state transfers come in my junior and senior years, took some guys off the spot. But at the end of the day, I mean, they were helping win games. And, and that's what, if you're a player, if you're a competitor, I mean, you want your guys to, win games. And, I think, it's a thing where Sentinel just has talent coming out of its ears. I didn't even mention Jace Kusovich. I mean, Jace is fairly quiet. I mean, he had a really pretty catch for a big touchdown early in the first half, but he was pretty solid as well. But I think it's one of those things where Sentinel knows exactly how good it can be, and everyone's trying to do what they can to make that happen. So it's just one of those things. I'm just always impressed with kids that can just take it, and it's like, all right, you know what, someone else came in here, but I'm still gonna work my tail off. And I mean, and Dane's a good coach. Dane Oliver's a really good coach, and he knows how to get the most out of his guys, and what they can do. So I really think that. But going back to one of the games, Fort Benton and Belt play this week, and that will be a heck of a game.
Yes.
So that'll be what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, no, I really think that Big Sky looked good too. I mean, like we were saying, John Carl at the beginning, and they had a couple new kids that kind of stepped up as well. So it'll be a battle this, in the even in crosstown this year too. So
hey, is Sentinel football the new Hellgate boys basketball? Just all these kids coming in. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't know if I can comment on that, but I've already well, yeah. The transfer rule was definitely a hot button topic here for sure, and certain aspects were not entirely happy that went away, but they wouldn't say that out loud.
Right,
so.
right.
And we'll just keep that one close to the chest. But
it was just a question. I just asked questions.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh yeah, no. Yes, you had good questions. You had great questions.
Well, you've got the pulse.
Saying the best questions.
You have the pulse of the community over there in the Garden City. So
I'm trying, man. That's one thing, and I was thinking about this today too. I'm always just very appreciative of the coaches and stuff.
Yeah.
That give me the time of the day, and the administrators and stuff have been so good to work with since I came out here, and it's been really, really fun to get to know a lot of new folks, make some new relationships, and really just learn a lot about this strange, weird, awesome, amazing communities out here, and then obviously up in the Flathead and down in the Root too. I mean, there's some good folks out there that I really quite enjoy talking with and working with, and lots, and they have lots of good kids out there too that are doing whatever they can to uplift their community and stuff, and there's been some good stories that kids doing stuff like that too. So I'm just always just impressed with how Montana works and how many good folks there are out here for sure. So.
There definitely are, and the high school the high school community in this state is the best. There's no question about it. I prefer the smaller schools, but you had a great tweet, and we'll end on this. But you had a great tweet as well. Was you're appreciative of the coaches that even after a loss stop to give you the time of day and give you a quote or two. Those are the most difficult times after, whether it's a close loss, a blowout loss. You never know how a coach is going to react after a loss. And I appreciated your tweet. I think it was Friday night as well.
Yeah. I think because that was about the Stevensville coach, Troy Williams. I mean, I having some media jerk come up to you after a 63-0 loss, and I just asked him two questions. I asked him, what he thought, like what he told his boys after the game, and then I asked him, what makes Sentinel, or what makes the Hamilton spread so hard to defend against, and he gave me a really great answer that really helped with the story that I was working on. So I mean, it was just one of those things where even after a 63-0 loss, I mean, having a coach that will still take a minute of his time where he's probably just cussing out the world, it means a lot. And I've had that happen in basketball games and different things like that. And I remember after the Bozeman Hellgate state championship 2 years ago, Jeff Hayes, he went, he took time, and he, talked about the team. And, I've talked to, kids even after some tough losses sometimes. And I try only to do that during, big games and, and playoffs and stuff, not just run of the mill blowout. But, I'm like I said, I'm just always really appreciative of those folks for what they're doing. Cause I mean, and especially right now, I mean, coaches, and this is one thing I've been thinking about too, not to get on too long, but, coaches are being asked to do a lot of different things, and they're trying to, work, navigate their programs through, medical stuff that they probably never even thought could, happen, and and certain things like that. So there's a lot being asked of these coaches and administrators, and that's why I guess just for the parents and stuff, it's just really just let them have their space and just let them have their stuff, and try not to get at them about certain things, because it's tough. It's tough for a lot. It's tough for a lot of different people, and I think coaches are taking on a big load right now. And it's just one thing we just need to make sure that we're doing what we can to help them out. So
coaches and teachers alike right now deserve all the credit in the world. Final, Jordan Hansen. It is cream-filled donut day. Do you like cream-filled donuts or regular non-cream-filled donuts?
Oh, I love cream-filled donuts, especially ones with like jelly or something in them. Ooh. Like I will eat those over a regular one, or custard-filled too. I think Krispy Kreme has some custard-filled donuts that I quite like. So I'm into those for sure. So.
It is also Eat a Hoagie Day. Are you a hoagie fan?
I've never actually had one. I'll be honest. I've never actually had one. I guess I need to go over to Hoagieville or something, because I know that's a big Missoula thing. So I might at some point have to dip my toes into that, but I feel like I would like it because that's just like bread and meat, right? I mean,
sure.
I think so.
You are turning into full-blown Missoulian over there, my man. Your hair's long. You don't shave. You're wearing hiking boots everywhere. I see you next summer, Jordy, wearing some cargo shorts with some Birks and socks.
Yeah, I mean that's the direction this is all going. I mean, I can't wait for you guys to all react when I have a man bun.
Please no. No. I can't have you on the show if you have a man bun.
All right. Well, maybe we'll taper that one off. But
okay, good.
We'll see.
Awesome. Hey, appreciate the time as always. You can follow him at Jordy Hansen on the Twitter, and he writes fantastic prep stuff and lots of other great things too. But give him a follow. Appreciate you joining us, man. Take care, and we'll talk off the air in text and see if we want to make this a Monday deal. But have fun this weekend. Man. And
I will.
Good games.
For sure.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and one last. Thank you so much for having me on. Appreciate it.
No, it's my pleasure, man. That's the best part. You enlighten me and make me sound smart, so I like it.
Well, I'm glad somebody thinks I'm smart. That's
Hey, man, take care. We'll talk to you soon.
Yep, later on.
That is Jordy Hansen joining us here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Great writer over there for the Missoulian at 406mtsports.com. When we return here on the Jason Walker Show, your Auto Concepts Performance of the Week and When we come back next, we talk to Mikayla Witter, College Rodeo NFR champ, and she's next here on the Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at RUCKERS Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop RUCKERS, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at RUCKERS Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Have you thought about buying a home and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe ZYDECO. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe ZYDECO has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe ZYDECO will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe ZYDECO is a proud sponsor of the Jason Walker Show. Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LAROWE Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklarowphotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklarowphotography.com. This segment brought to you by Mark LAROWE Photography. Check him out, marklarowphotography.com. If you buy anything from his Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery, he'll give you 20% off if you mention the show. And if you book a portrait package, you'll get a free 8x10 canvas or matte print. marklarowphotography.com. Jason Walker Show back, presented by Capital Collision Center and the Major Mortgage Man Cave. And we welcome in our next guest. We appreciate it because we've probably upset her rodeo coach, Cody Leahy, but Mikayla Witter, champion, Northern Rodeo, College Rodeo, High School Rodeo. She joins us now, Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, from practice at Dillon. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I appreciate you joining us. Congratulations on the weekend. You went down to Cody with the UM Western squad as you're a sophomore now, right?
Yep.
Don't sound so excited. You're not in person this time. The last two times we've talked, you were in person. So.
Yeah.
and you always had to bring somebody with you to comfort or to settle you down a little bit.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, you're on your own now. So Mikayla Witter joining us here, Jason Walker Show. All right, so you go down to Cody and you end up winning the second rodeo. There was one, Friday and one Saturday, and Saturday and Sunday, and you end up winning the second. And that's a great start for the college rodeo season, the first one of the year. And now you have the lead in the breakaway as you head into the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. It was a very good start to the rodeo. couldn't have asked for a better one. That's actually my first college win, so
Nice.
that's pretty cool.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thanks.
Look at this. See, now, when we talked when you were in high school, you didn't have a lot of confidence. You were just like, well, if I win, I win. If I don't, I just want to get better. And then you get into college, and now you go and win. I mean, I started texting you last week again, and all of a sudden you start winning. So I'm going to take credit for this win this week. Is that all right?
Yep, that works.
Okay, Mikayla Witter joining us. Let's go back. You had a pretty good summer. Take me through your Northern Rodeo Association summer, because you ended up as the year-end crown or winner for Breakaway.
It was a really weird summer. We probably had less than like half of our normal rodeos, but I ended up doing really well this summer, placed at quite a few of the rodeos, and ended up coming out on top. So that's pretty cool. So I got a goal that I accomplished. So.
You get a buckle and a saddle, right?
Yeah, we'll get that in November. We'll have an awards thing.
Is it different because you don't have a finals in October?
Yeah, it's super weird. I mean, the finals is kind of like, I don't know. It just makes it that much better because you have to go compete with these top 10 girls, and you have to really prove yourself there. But
well, you had a pretty good year last year on the NRA circuit, and then in college, you had a pretty nice first year too. But what did you learn from your first year of college last year to take into the summer this year?
That's a good question. Just be confident. Go make your run. You know how to do it, so just go do it.
And you did. And so what was your time in Cody?
I was a 2.9.
2.9? Holy. What are you throwing before, like, the barrier? I mean, are you allowed?
Not quite.
Are you allowed to, like they do in roping?
No, you have to see that your calves start, and then you can go rope.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got the barrier and everything, but what's your horse's name again? Sunday. So was it yesterday that you won?
No, it was Saturday.
Oh, so you won on Sunday, but it was really on Saturday. Oh.
Yep, pretty much.
There we go. I had to get the little rim shot in there. That was funny, Mikayla.
It was.
I love talking with you. It always has been fun. So next week you guys go to Dillon, and you get to stay there, which is cool.
Yep.
There's a lot of upset people, though, because you don't get to have fans in the stands, even though they just had the big Labor Day rodeo a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, our chancellor and all of them have been concerned about it, but the team's just happy that we get to rodeo. We don't really care. Well, we care that people don't get to come watch, but we're just happy to be rodeoing and getting to do it because a lot of other regions aren't going to get to have their fall season. So we're just happy we get to rodeo.
How frustrating was it not to have a spring season?
It was awful. Everyone hated it, especially as your freshman year. But
yeah, absolutely, because you don't get that year, or you do get that year back, though, right?
Yeah, we technically do have another year of eligibility. Yep.
But you're not the stay in school
come back
after you graduate person, are you?
Well, I plan to go on to grad school. So.
Oh, so yeah, you will. Okay. Because you are a smart girl. You went to Capital. Mikayla Witter joining us here, Jason Walker Show. What do you expect on Sunday or from Sunday over the weekend in Dillon? Because this is obviously a great home track for you guys.
Yes. So in Dillon, it's a different rodeo. We have a long round, and then we have a short round. So we place in the top 10 in the long round, and then we go to the short round. So Dillon's it's more competition because you can earn more points by making it into the short round and placing in the average. So our goal is to just go rope 2 calves in a decent amount of time.
Hey, Mikayla, when you look at the difference between the arena at Cody and the arena in Dillon, what's the biggest difference that you have to adjust for? Or do you?
I would say I don't adjust for anything. But an arena's an arena.
It's a little different than barrels. I mean, breakaway's a lot different than barrels. So the barrel racers have to adjust.
Yeah. Well, Dillon and Cody are both pretty big arenas.
Yeah.
But you can't really worry about that stuff when you only have 3 seconds to go rope a calf. You just got to go do it.
Oh,
you can't think about everything else.
You are the best. Hey, and then Glendive after that. How many rodeos you got this fall?
So we do Dillon this weekend, and then we go to Glendive, and then the first weekend in October we go to Havre.
Okay. And that could be a crapshoot weather-wise.
Yep.
Because it's Havre. It could be real windy. Yeah. Well, it's going to be windy, but no matter what.
Yeah.
And then you're off till the spring, and then hopefully we get a spring rodeo season. Are you worried this weekend because of the smoke?
No, I'm not worried.
Okay.
No.
Well, I hope that it doesn't get canceled.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't. Hey, you're on quite a roll. How do you keep it going this weekend?
Just stay confident.
Stay on your
That's
horse.
all you can do. I would hope I could stay on my horse.
Are you doing anything else besides breakaway?
A team rope and a barrel race.
So you do barrel race. What's your barrel race's horse's name?
Monty.
Monty.
And he's also my head horse.
Okay. Why is it that girls are the headers and never a heeler?
That's a very good question. Not sure.
That's all I ask is good questions.
There's some healers.
Are there?
There's some,
yeah. Okay. Who's your favorite teammate?
Who's my favorite teammate?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I like everyone on the team.
Oh, come on. You got to give me something. Just say Ryland or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know.
All right.
Everyone gets along on this team.
What's Cody like as a coach?
Cody is awesome. I'm so glad that I came to rodeo for him. He's an awesome coach.
What do you listen to before you go rope?
What do I listen to?
Yeah, like music.
I don't listen to music.
Ever?
Not really.
When you're in the truck on the way to a rodeo, what are you listening to?
Whatever's on the radio.
Really? Okay. So you don't really have a choice of favorite music?
Nope.
Who's your traveling partner?
Trinity Bushnell. She's from Helena also.
Okay. For Northern Rodeo too?
She didn't this last year.
Okay. So who'd you go with this last year?
For the NRA?
Yeah.
I traveled with my brother and my aunt.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Didn't your brother just do something good?
Yeah, in the Helena Rodeo, he did really well. He won the tie down and the team roping.
Did he win all around?
I don't think so.
Oh, no. Well, you think he would have if he... I'm looking at all my thank you notes, and maybe he didn't. That was a lot of fun sponsoring that, so I had a good time.
Yeah.
No, he did not win the all-around, but you can win the all-around this weekend.
I could.
Are you going to? Just do it.
Okay.
All right.
I'll try my best.
When you do, you got to give a shout-out to the Jason Walker Show, because without us, you're not winning college rodeos.
Okay, I will.
Hey, tell Cody hi, and appreciate you joining us. Take care. Good luck this weekend. Stay safe, and ride hard, rope fast. Is that
right,
does that work? Okay.
Yep.
All right, Mikayla. Have a good one. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
That is Mikayla Witter from Helena joining us here, Jason Walker Show, the Western cowgirl who won last week in Cody, and looks to repeat college-wise at the Dillon Rodeo, College Rodeo this weekend. College Rodeo, if you get a chance, well, you can't go to Dillon to watch because they're not allowing fans, but hopefully we get a chance to watch it soon. College Rodeo is so much fun. These kids are great. And you see them all, a lot of them on the Northern Rodeo, like Mikayla, and also on the PRCA circuit in the summer. So fun stuff. All right. Thanks to Mikayla joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Let's do our Auto Contest Performance of the Week. And we had some unbelievable nominations. From Marcel Mercer, who won last week from Flathead, shot a 69 at Bell Roberts. Lauren Williams shot a 76 from Helena to finish second. Tyler Avery of Glacier, a 66. And then Ezra Epperly and Helena High's Logan Meyer with 68s. Coulter Janicaro had a great day. Levi Torgerson, Jace Fitzgerald, Brian Mask, who we talked about, 10 total touchdowns, 8 passing, and ran for 2. And Cooper Taylor, who ran 3 kickoffs back for touchdowns. So Box Elder scored twice, and they also kicked off once. That's 3 kickoffs. And Cooper Taylor ran them all back. How about that? All right. But when you tie a state record, I'm sorry, that's got to be your auto contest performance of the week. Drew Johnson of Bozeman last week had 6 goals in the first half against Belgrade, finished with a state tying record 6 goals. Did not score in the second half of an 8-0 win, but man, Drew Johnson of Bozeman, our auto concepts performance of the week. Congratulations to Drew Johnson. All right, today is September the 14th. It is National Boss Employee Exchange Day. Now, I don't know if that means you exchange gifts or if the boss becomes the employee and the employee becomes the boss, but in this case, I'm the same. So can I fire myself or give myself a raise? It is National Virginia Day. It is Cream-Filled Donut Day, Live Creative Day, or Live Creative Day, National Sober Day, and Eat a Hoagie Day. 1868, golf's first recorded hole-in-one by Tom Morris, old Tom Morris, in the 8th hole at Prestwick in Scotland. I've never had a hole-in-one. I've come close, but not completed the deal. 1716, the first lighthouse in the American colonies was lit up at Boston Harbor. 1814, the greatest song in the country. Francis Scott Key, Defense of Fort McHenry, later known as the Star-Spangled Banner, was written this date in 1814 while witnessing the bombardment of Fort McHenry from a ship in Baltimore Harbor. And I'm going to say one thing. Friday was the 19th anniversary of 9/11, the tragedy on American soil of the terrorist attacks. Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., and New York. The NBA, in all of their social justice warriorism, knelt for the national anthem on 9/11. Knelt for the national anthem on 9/11. And yesterday, you had NFL players standing for the quote-unquote black national anthem and then kneeling for the Star-Spangled Banner. 1923, in his 4th heavyweight boxing title defense, Jack Dempsey recovers after being sent through the ropes, come back and knock out Argentine challenger Luis Firpo in the second round of the at the Polo Grounds. 1929, Bill Tilden won his 7th U.S. Open title. By the way, congratulations to Dominic Thiem and Naomi Osaka for winning the U.S. Open over the weekend in tennis at New York. And congratulations. 1968, Jimmy Ellis beat Floyd Patterson at 15 for the heavyweight title. 1968, Detroit Tigers pitcher Denny McClain recorded his 30th victory of the season. You'll never see it again. In part because guys like Zach Wheeler, who missed a start because he tore a fingernail putting on his pants. Weak. 1979, Theodore Combs completes a 5,193-mile roller skate from L.A. to New York and then back to Yates Center, Kansas. 1980, Dwight Clark began an NFL streak of 105 consecutive game receptions. Catches in 105 consecutive games. That's pretty cool. 1982, 3 feet of snow fell in Red Lodge on this date. 1987, Toronto Blue Jays hit a record 10 home runs in a game against Baltimore. 87, U.S. Open, Ivan Lendl won a 3rd straight title. 1991, San Diego State freshman running back Marshall Faulk rushes for an NCAA record 386 yards and 7 touchdowns. The Aztecs beat Pacific 55-34. 1994, MLB team owners vote to cancel the 1994 season, the remainder, as well as the World Series for just the 2nd time in history. 2009, at the U.S. Open, Juan Martín del Potro of Argentina won his 1st Grand Slam title. I always liked watching del Potro, man. He's so much fun. He beat Roger Federer, the defending champ, in 5. 1914, happy birthday, Clayton Moore was born. He was the Lone Ranger. Died in 1999. On this date, 1959, Mary Crosby was born. Mary Crosby is the daughter of Bing Crosby and Catherine Grant. Okay, that's great. But Mary Crosby played Kristen on Dallas and is best known as the person who shot J.R. as Kristen Shepard in 1978. Who shot J.R.? It was Chris. We had to wait all summer. A couple of deaths on this date. 1982, Grace Kelly passed away. The Princess of Monaco died in a car crash at 52. There is a conspiracy theory that is pretty close to being proven that it appears her daughter was driving. But then Grace Kelly was in the driver's seat. 2009, Patrick Swayze died of cancer at the age of 57. That is on this day in history. Here is the walk-off.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Well, we learned that apparently the governor's family is excused. Not really. From following rules. Over the weekend, Saturday, First Lady Lisa Bullock and her mom were at a volleyball match. The problem is the mom had Governor Steve Bullock's pass. They're non-transferable. Lisa Bullock issued an apology and realizes that it was, she apologized for, quote, her confusion and misunderstanding, end quote. So we might have things change at Helena because the governor's family is exempt, apparently. I don't know if I completely... I mean, it's the excuse has been out there, or the rules have been out there for weeks. You didn't know it? It's like Nancy Pelosi getting set up at a hair salon. Not. Lame excuse. Do as I say, but not as I do. All right. Thanks to Mikayla Witter, Jordy Hansen for joining us. Congratulations to Drew Johnson of Bozeman, our Auto Contest Performance of the Week. Tomorrow, Will Rasmussen joins us. We will talk rodeo and much more. When we do it tomorrow at 4, if you missed anything, JasonWalkerShow.com. Have a magnificent Monday. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.